Hello out there. Welcome to another edition of All Things Real Estate. Today I am talking to you buyers about competing and being successful in competing with other offers. I have 2 listings that went under contract pretty quickly last week, and I wanted to go over those factors with you, so stay tuned.
All things real estate and all things real estate.
So today we are talking about those 2 listings of mine that just went under contract last week and the things that stood out to my sellers when they were deciding between the multiple offers that they had. There were 4 primary things that were super important to my sellers, and I wanted to let buyers out there know what those are because this market is so challenging. Okay, here we go. Number 1, price. Of course, this is a no-brainer. Price is the biggie, but I will say it's not the primary thing. You have to be in the ballpark, of course. I mean, if there are offers that are $20,000 over yours, you're not getting the contract, right? But if you're within, say, $5,000, other factors can make a difference. In fact, one of my sellers took an offer that was a few thousand less because the buyers who offered that little bit of less money seemed stronger financially. Okay. That brings me to number 2, the amount of money down. 20% down is always going to look best to sellers. If you don't have it, that's okay. I mean, of course, there are other financing mechanisms out there to get you into a home. But the bottom line is that most sellers do recognize that the more money you have to put down, the more likely you are to get to the closing table. And that is what is important to sellers. So if you can do 20% down, any way you can do it, do it. Number 3, how fast can your lender close? If you have a pre-approval from a lender who can close in 15 or 20 days, you are going to be a stronger buyer. Why? Because every day up until closing, a seller worries that they're not going to get to closing, right? Every day is they're thinking what might happen. Quick close is ideal for sellers, and that is important in choosing an offer. Okay, so just a minute before I get to the last number 4, I need to do a little shameless plug for my channel and ask that you subscribe and like the video, please. People keep telling me to do this, especially my kiddos who are YouTube junkies, as most teenagers are, because it helps the YouTube algorithm work better. So please do all of the YouTubey things, as one of my favorite YouTubers likes to say. I would really appreciate it. Okay, back to buyer factors. Number 4, appraisal waiver. This is part of the contract that basically says that a buyer will bring money to the table if the appraisal comes in lower than contract value. These were not a thing for a while last year and at the beginning of 2023, but they are becoming a factor again as the spring and summer markets are heating up. So how did these factors come into play with my listings that went under contract? One of my sellers chose a 20% down buyer who offered a little less on price and offered a quick close. And the other chose an offer that was equal price to another offer. And the differences in that one were that the lender could close it quickly and the buyer had an appraisal waiver. Those are real life examples of these factors coming into play, and they are important. Bottom line, in this market, buyers are having to compete once again for a lot of listings, which is kind of a bummer. Not all of them, but the majority of them, yes. My advice to all my buyers and to you, if you're watching this and looking to buy, make your very best offer out of the gate. Do not hold back and think, okay, I'll negotiate that if I get picked. That is not the way to go in this market. Put your best foot forward right away. And I guess my other advice is don't lose heart. I know it's hard to compete for a home and not get it if you really loved it, but I promise you, I've seen it over the last 13 years I've been in real estate. You will get the home that you are meant to get. I promise you that. That is all I have for today's edition of All Things Real Estate. Thank you again for watching, and I hope that these 4 things that help home buyers, I hope they help you. And if you have any questions about how they might help you or how I might help you get into a home, I hope you get in touch. And have a great rest of your Thursday, and I will see you next week on another edition of All Things Real Estate. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.
All things real estate and all things real estate.